Hey, this is Shu. This is a Kilter board climb called Richard Douglas. It is listed as a V6 at 40 degrees. Now we'll take a look at the moves and how I did them. So we'll take a look at the starting position as well as the first move. And there it is. Let's go back and take a look at the start position. All right, so you start matched on this undercling. As far as underclings go, it is relatively friendly. You get a decent left foot, and you flag your right foot to create the triangle. The start position is relatively comfortable. You can see that my arms are straight, and my left leg is loaded to get ready for this first move. So that's the first move. It's probably the easiest move of this climb. You just need to move your left hand up and get your right foot up as well. So this hold that the left hand is going to is well within reach for me. I wish I had something more interesting to say about it, but it is just a pinch. It has slightly positive edges, and it is very important for this climb. So once you establish yourself on that left hand, then you can move your right foot up. This high foot. So this foot is, if you look at the climb, is at the same height as the starting hold. So you maintain your right hand on the start hold, your left hand goes up to this pinch, and your right foot goes up high onto this high right foot. You can see me struggling to get it in there. It is relatively positive in that right foot, and if you really concentrate and dig your toe in there, you can really make something of it. And doing this move sets you up for the next move, which is probably the hardest part of this climb. So sitting here, it doesn't really look all that big. But if you look at where the start hold is, where your right hand starts, and the hold that I'm holding right now is quite large. So the hold that you need to go to is kind of triangular, and it definitely has a sweet spot on it. So depending on your hands, you can find a way to hold it that is comfortable for you. So I think that the difficulty of this move comes from the distance that your hand needs to travel, uh, and the fact that this pinch that your left hand is on uh, needs a lot of pressure for this to work. But there are little things that you can do to decrease that pressure and increase the range that you can get on your right hand. So the way that I did it, so from the start of this move, you can see that my left foot is planted on that start hold. My right foot is up on that high right foot. So in making this move, give it a little swing. So you can see that I do a little swing. You'll try to drive off of your left foot, drive through the hips into your right foot, and swing up so that your right hand has that range. Yeah, so talking about this right foot and this left hand here, as I mentioned before, that right foot is relatively positive, and if you really concentrate on it, you can dig your toe in and kind of decrease the amount of pressure that your left hand needs to pinch. So if you drive through your left foot, through the hips, into your right foot, and straight up, you can get that range. You can stay on the wall and keep your left hand and your right foot on the wall as you go up to that right hand. Nice. Yeah, so once you get that right hand on there, like I was talking about the sweet spot earlier, you can see that I missed it a little bit, and I had to adjust my hand a little bit. So ideally, you would be able to hit that spot on and have it perfect, but I'm not that good. Yeah, so once you have that right hand, then you just move your left foot onto this little nub. It's kind of small, but it is a little bit pointy, so there's a little bit of space for you to work with. Yeah, and it's relatively comfortable once you get into this top position. Um, yeah, your hands are in good on good holds. Your foot is comfortable on that high right foot. Used to be high. Yeah, and this left foot is pretty decent as well. So this third move is also a really large move. It's a little bit less awkward than the second move because you start in a much more comfortable position, but it is very far for me from this left foot to move my left hand all the way up there. I'm basically at full span. So in making this move, you want to use the opposition that you have between your left foot and your right hand to be able to release your left hand off the wall and up onto that hold. That hold is very good by Kilter board standards. It's a jug. It's very nice, and you can see how good it is by the way that I do this move. I barely get it with the tips of my fingers. Yeah, and I'm able to bump it up and get my thumb on it. So after you get your left hand on that hold, you can see that I got a little bit sloppy there. So after my foot is, or after my hand is on that hold, I want to bring my right foot up onto where I was pinching before, and my feet come off the wall, and I take a little swing. I don't like to take swings on the Kilter board because it takes a lot of effort to stay on the wall, so I really try not to cut my feet. But I do accidentally, and it turns out okay. Yeah, it kind of looks like I kicked myself off the wall. I mean, I was at full span with my left foot. Maybe if I'd gotten my hips over or closer to the wall a little bit, I would have been able to stay on as I got my right foot up there. Yeah, you can see my left foot releases just before my right foot touches that hold. Yeah, so maybe a little bit more body tension to bring my hips into the wall would have helped me there. But I take the swing and I flag out to get ready for the next move. And this position is relatively comfortable. Like I said before, this left hand is very good. And yeah, this foot is good enough. So after that move, the rest of the moves are not really that difficult. Uh, the holds are good, the feet are good, and they're all in very usable positions. So starting from this flag position, you can use the opposition between this really good hold on your left hand and your right foot to be able to release your right hand and grab this next hold, which is also very good. Nice. And I step through uh, onto that that nose-shaped pinch that we were using before. Yeah, I managed to keep my right foot on the wall here as I step through. Very good. And a little fumble as I bring my right foot around to step on this. And yeah, I bring my foot around to be able to grab that finish hold, which is facing the wrong way. So you just need to rotate your hips around so you can use it in the right way. And that's it. Your foot is very secure on this yellow one. Yeah, and the finish hold is very good once you get your body facing the right way. That was my ascent of Richard Douglas on the Kilter board. It was a really proud day for me. Just a couple months ago, I was unable to make even a few moves on a Kilter V6. It was a great benchmark for me. So thank you for sharing it with me, and let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye. So before I made that awesome top, I tried this boulder 2 times, and I think it's kind of interesting to see how I figured out the second move. So on this first attempt, you'll see me get that high foot and do it how I would have liked the boulder to be. So I get that high foot up, and I try to stand up on it just as a nice static move. But it's too high, and it's too overhanging for me to really drive just purely off of the right foot like that. And you can see that it pops out as a result of my efforts. In the second attempt, you can see me take a different approach. So get that high foot up, and you'll see me kind of try to lock off on that left hand and try to reach it. Just kind of an optimistic thing to do. Well, I mean, it's not that hard to figure out why that didn't work. I mean, you just don't have the range. Yeah, I mean, number one, I didn't have the strength to fully lock that off. You can see a very obtuse angle in my elbow as I reach for that next hold. Also, even if I had locked that off, you know, all the way like to my shoulder, maybe like you still can't reach that next hold with your little T-Rex arm. Because you're pulling, you have to pull straight into the wall, and your arm needs to be extended out to be able to reach that hold. Yeah, but it's worth a try. Why not? I think that was good for me too. So I think that's when I figured out that the first method was gonna be more fruitful.